Hello yarn tubers, welcome back to Wanderlust Crochet with Dina and Little Benji. And today we're first of all, for you Yarny socialites, that's why you're here, is to hear about the Saturday, October 5th, last day of the Yarny social schedule. 2, I'm going to talk to you guys about the seasonal Yarny YouTube hop fall edition. And 3, we're gonna update the Scorched Earth list. So first of all, I'm doing this off the top of my head. Saturday, the doors open at 8 a.m. at the La Quinta conference room in Boise, Idaho. We get settled in, do a little, if there's anything more you want to shop from the vendors, you go right ahead. And then at 10 o'clock, we have the Pamper Your Hands workshop with Diane Wright of Portland, Oregon. And this is a crochet project, and she's talking about taking care of your hands. I can hardly wait for that. At noon, we break for lunch. Somebody's high-fiving me. Good boy. We break for lunch for an hour and a half. Of course, I'm going to be in there because from noon to 5 is public shopping day. And from noon to 5 is also for anybody in the Treasure Valley, including those of you attending and those who are not, who have made items for the Mountain States Children's Home to come in and drop them off with us. Please put them in I'm thinking of a dollar store bag with like the papery rope handles. That would be perfect, with a little note in there about the care instructions, about the fibers, especially if you've used wool. We can't police all the fibers, but if you have used anything that is a wool blend, please, safety pin or tie a note onto the item, that says the fiber content and care instructions. So that is going on because the Church of Christ on Linda Road in Meridian will be making sure that those items get to the children's home at the end of October, because a representative of the children's home is going to be at the Linda Road Church of Christ later on in October. So shout out to the Linda Road Church of Christ and whoever the rep is from the children's home. Thank you. You've saved a lot of people some shipping. Now, for those of you in other areas and not attending the Yarny Social, you'll still have to mail your items to the children's home. I'm thinking November, sometime in November, so that they can have all this stuff for Christmas. And somebody asked, valid question the other day, what about the kids that don't, come from families where they don't celebrate Christmas? And my response to that was, check out their website. There are wish lists, and create something or, buy something to send them that maybe aligns with their wish list. But you guys can send things to the children's home, anything at any time, if it's, make sure it's appropriate for kids 12 to 17. So anyway, that is going on. Plus, we were counting up, oh, he's high-fiving me again. I was trying to mentally count up the other day in our Discord voice chat how many items there's going to be given away as door prizes. I mean, we already have jam-packed goodie bags that all the attendees get, but we're also going to be giving away, I don't know, I don't remember what we came up with, how many prizes each day, because we're giving them away throughout the day, each day. And we do have one kind of grand prize for Saturday afternoon. We're thinking around 4:30 would be the last door prize drawn. So here's how this works. You come in on Friday and check in and get your goodie bag. You also get the ticket, your half of the ticket, the other half goes in the container to be drawn from. And so everybody on Thursday has one ticket. Now, if you win anything on Thursday, you come in on Friday, you can get another ticket. You'll have one ticket on Friday, but those who didn't win have 2 tickets on Friday. And the same goes for Saturday. Everybody gets a ticket when they come in. So if you haven't won anything the first 2 days, you're going to have 3 tickets in your hand on Saturday. So that's how that's going to work. We want to make sure everybody has a fair chance. Now, we can't please everybody, and we are filling the room. We're getting pretty close to selling out at 40 people because of our capacity. Yeah, so... but even at 40 people, we might have, I don't know if we have that many door prizes. I'm going to have to count them up. But still, some people are they're going to have 3 tickets in their hands on Saturday afternoon, and they won't have a prize. And I'm sorry, it's all random. So anyway, that is the Saturday schedule. Now, the next thing, this is what the title is all about. I got to turn on the air. Is the seasonal Yarny YouTube hop hosted by Kim the Crafty Nomad here on YouTube. And what it is the first day of every season, we post a video of something we've made to commemorate the first day of the season, and we hashtag it Seasonal Yarny YouTube Hop. So you can tap on that hashtag, and the whole point is to get inspiration for something to crochet. Now I'm going to link, you guys need to check the links in the description box because they're all different today. I'm going to have lots of things linked, the things that I'm talking about in order, and the people that I mention will be linked down below too. So the first 2 videos, my spring and my summer one, those videos will be linked down below. What I did for the seasonal Yarny YouTube hop was the spring Irish shawl. I know it's got spring in the title, but I thought it would be great for those cooler fall times. I love when fall cools the air off, especially at night. And this is designed by Robin over at Roaming with Rover, and I will link the pattern in the description box. These rows of Irish stitches and then some solid rows, and I think it made a really, really nice wrap. Now I used Anthem DK. This is a 3-weight from Cascade Yarn that came out of that I got from Sasquatch Yarn and More out of Spokane. I'm stuttering. And that is Robin also. That is Robin's little store up there in Spokane. It's 100% acrylic, and it feels really nice. It needs to be steamed out really good, but we will be doing a lot of steaming and blocking demos, throughout the day at the Yarny Social, and this is one of those things that I'll be steaming and demonstrating what steam can do for acrylic. Okay, the third thing. Now this thing, settle in you guys. This is my update for my Scorched Earth list. The Scorched Earth list started, I think, around 20 or 21, and it's because I don't have a yarn stash. I have yarn that I've bought for projects, specific projects. Okay, which means I still have a lot of yarn considering how much room I have in my life. I live on a semi-truck, and then I have a Class A motorhome set up on a pad in Oregon that I stay in when I'm actually home every couple of months, and it's only like a week that I'm there. So not a lot of room on a motorhome. It is a Class A, so there's some, storage on it, but I've exceeded that. So anyway, I have things kind of in order on my Scorched Earth list. I'm not going to tell you about all the things, but I have completed probably more things this year than I have in the last 4 years. So here's my 2024 portion of the Scorched Earth list. I did the spring version of the seasonal Yarny YouTube hop. We did the spring square swap earlier this year, and that turned out fabulous. I'll link that down below. For my friend Robin at Sasquatch Yarn and More in Spokane, I made a kitchen set. She sent me some Nifty Cotton, and it turned out to be a Wiggly Trivet, a Potholder, and a dishcloth, all matching in the colors that she sent me. She even entered them in the her county fair. Now, and they all won blue ribbons, but it's not like I took ribbons away from anybody else. Each piece is at her county fair is judged on its own merit. So everybody can get a blue ribbon there. Okay, I did the summer Yarny YouTube hop, which will be linked down below. The fall hop is right here. I finished the tapestry project that is going to be our workshop on Friday, October 4th at the Yarny Social. Now, what I still have to finish is, so the next things on the list, pretty much in order that I want to do them, which that order can change at any time, but I'm finishing up the Gumball Afghan for the Mountain States Children's Home. All the information on our charity crochet along is linked down below. Our Elfin Squares, hashtag Our Elfin Squares, that hashtag is down below. Those squares are up there, and that's our square swap to make a Christmas or holiday or winter friendship Afghan, kind of like the one we did in the spring. And we still have a few spots left, so check out that information down below on that. And if you want to join, you got to email me. Make sure I email you back saying what group you're in, and get your friends to join. You know, if you belong to any particular like local crochet group. I do. When I'm home, I actually get to attend. Okay, I am making a wearable for our Pacific Northwest Yarny cruise. This is an Alaskan cruise that a bunch of us have booked, and it's April 12th through the 19th. 7-day Alaskan cruise that begins and ends in Seattle, Washington. So I'm creating a wearable, one of my first wearables. I also have a very large project coming up that I want to do as a crochet along, and it's one of those patterns. It's like, okay, if it was going to be a mosaic, it would be the Apache Tears, which nobody owns, right? Or it would be a granny square, nobody owns that, right? So it's one of those. And the reason why I'm no longer shouting from the rooftop my latest crochet idea is because, well, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna let it out there. There's someone out there in our YouTube circle who immediately, as soon as I say I'm gonna do something, this has been going on for 4 years, they do it. They take my idea, they do it, they get all the credit, and I'm like, okay, you know, and I'm not mad about it, but I'm like, oh, you know, I think I need to learn to keep my mouth shut a little bit. So teaching me a lesson is what that is. Then there's another wearable, because a bunch of us have agreed to meet up in Seattle in August of next year for the Flock Fiber Festival. I don't have the exact dates. I believe the tickets go on sale in April. They're not very expensive, so if you're considering going, please, you know, let me or Robin or Little Carrie know, or Carrie the Yarny Elephant, or Mara. I think Mara's going. Who else is going? A couple of you are going. I'm sorry, I can't think of all of you on the top of my head, but let one of us know, so you know we can all coordinate and have a good time. I still have to finish the assignment number 3 for my playlist called the Crochet Skills Development course, and that will be the final assignment. It'll be a pretty big one, but then I'm going to do a video after that's all done and say, hey, I have since been trained and certified as a crochet instructor, and here's the path that I recommend you go now. But those assignments in the Crochet Skills Development course, they'll work. It appears to get someone started and feeling pretty good about their crochet. Then you go on to the rest of YouTube, or you go on to some, you know, fairly formal training that's available online. Love that training. Okay, so I did have on here, I got kind of excited. If I can find this video, I'll link it down below. This gal crocheted a QR code and it actually worked. And I thought I was gonna do that. Now I'm like, maybe not. I still have to finish the Montana blanket by Tina. That is a gift from my mom. When I do finally get it done, I'd like to enter it in the fair. For those of you who don't know, that's Tina Crochet, Mosaic Crochet, T-I-N-N-A. I'll link it down below. The crystal sweater. So I have a friend, and this won't get done this year, neither will the Montana. The crystal sweater, my friend Tammy, hi Tammy, sent me some crystal cakes, because I had never even seen a crystal cake, and apparently that's a tragedy. So she sent me these crystal cakes, and I felt that cake, and I'm like, that needs to be a sweater. So I have yet to finish a sweater, a wearable, and I decided to start. I'm going to do 4 panels and attach them. So I'm still working on the front panel. I do it when I'm home. I started at the bottom. I did the ribbing. My favorite half double crochet, slip stitch, half double crochet, slip stitch, ribbing. I like that ribbing, and it's just something I occasionally work on when I'm at home. That is not going to get done this year. Also, I received some mystery boxes from Gia the Yarn Nut quite a while back, and I still have those like single balls of, you know, various kinds of let's not swear, Dana, ice yarns, and I want to show, you know, what you can do with those. That's not going to get done this year either. So that's, some of that's going to get done this year, some of it's not. Okay, I have a small fraction of a portion of what is coming later on. First of all, I want to do the Hag's Christmas Wheel Afghan again, and I will link the playlist from the last time I did it a while back. It's been a minute. I don't want to make that an annual thing, but I do want to occasionally bring it back. And I'm not sure that it'll get done in 25. I think more like 26. Now here's one of those things that I was going to do, and I didn't shout it out. I only told Robin. But what happened was, I have recently been resubscribing to people who are kind of outside of our normal little crochet circle on YouTube. I have found that I have rediscovered the fact that there is so much more to see on YouTube regarding crochet, and these people have all kinds of followers and you've never heard of them, and those are the people I'm kind of following them. But I have kind of connected with the Cherry Heart podcast. Now Sandra's great, and I've always admired her designs. Well, I recently discovered that she did a crochet version of the Grandmother's Flower Garden quilt. And I have been talking to Robin for a while about doing that. Making those little tiny hexagons in the colors and follow along the way you would place colors. And you'll have to look up a Grandmother's Flower Garden quilt and you'll see what I'm talking about. And I will link one of Sandra's videos that shows her version. She calls it something else, but that's what it is. And so, okay, I want to do that. I want to do her design and not worry about my own. So she kind of took some pressure off of me. So way to go, Sandra. Yeah. So we got that. And then a minute ago, years ago, like 4 years ago, I had bought, I think, 5 different colors of Shawl in the Ball from Lion Brand because they had a sale. Well, then, and the whole plan is to take those and make a wrap that I can randomly place around the church for people to find and keep. Well, I realized I'm going to need more than one Shawl in a Ball of each of these colors. And there was a couple of them, 3 or 4, that I couldn't order. So a couple of you just, and I said, if any of you have any of these, I'll buy them from you. Well, I'm really humbled about the fact that I have more than one of each of those, at least 2 of each of those, because they were just sent to me. And each time they were sent, they said, don't send me any money, and I really wanted to, but oh, thank you again, you guys. So that is still on the list. I'm still doing that. There's the Darla Sweater. So the first sweater I started to do before I got the crystal cake was one of Darla's sweaters, and it's called the Darla Sweater. And I had bought this ice yarn, but it turned out to be, I just ended up not liking it. So I still want to do the Darla Sweater, but I don't want to do it in that yarn. So eventually that will get done. Now, my friend Diane, who is in Portland, I really like her. She hosts one of our crochet meetups there in Gresham, Oregon. And she's the one doing the workshop on Saturday morning at the Yarny Social. So she has a few things on Ravelry, and I want to do the barn quilts. I don't know when, but it's squares and it ends up looking like a barn quilt. So I'm going to link that down below, and you can check out her other designs. I also paid for her ugly Christmas sweater Afghan crochet along, and that has been fun to watch. I haven't done it. It was like $8 and I wanted to support her, but I'm really into the barn quilt one. She also has one where the squares are little camp trailers. Robin's really into that one. Okay, so that is on the eventually list. Also, I started the Annie's Seaside Sampler for my cousin a couple years ago, it's in time. It's just set aside. You know, it's in timeout. Also, there's something called the Beautiful Bolero I started several years ago for my very best friend Pollyanna in Oregon, my childhood friend, and I do want to finish that. I was doing it out of Black Peyton's Grace. This is for those who don't know, it is a 3-weight mercerized cotton that comes in like balls, not skeins, not hanks, almost a donut, just, you know, not very big. So the Beautiful Bolero. Now there are a handful of other things. There are way more things on the eventual list. But anyway, that is my Scorched Earth update. And I feel that I am getting more done each year. I have to go through it again and decide what am I going to start in 24 and what is getting pushed out to 25. So Scorched Earth list, you guys. Sometimes it stops me from getting excited about a new project, but like a couple of these projects, oh yeah, they're gonna happen. I just spent a lot of money on yarn for that cruise project. So that is what's going on here. If you have watched clear to this point, you could be blessed. You could be blessed. So please talk about, you know, in the comments, say something in the comments. What is your scorched earth look like? I've been doing this since 2020, trying to get this list pared down. And I want to know if you've got a list like that. You've got projects that are still in timeout, but you are not frogging them because you want to do them. Do you get, you know, creative ideas popped in your head? Talk to me about your crochet in the comments, and I will choose somebody for a little blessing. Okay? Okay, I love you guys. Bye.